Hey, what's up, everybody? Check it. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. I'll be keeping this B2B roll with Big John C. working the engineer. Engineer extraordinaire. It's been so long. Yeah. So here we go. Another fantasy. I didn't know he's going to get all live with us today. Before, this is how we used to be, back and forth, but then he's like, you're quiet now. He's like,
No, you don't want me to be quiet.
No, I don't want you to be quiet. Not unless you want to be quiet. I'm not going to try and force you, HR and all that other stuff.
I stick my 2 cents in here and there.
Come on, give yourself some credit. He sticks his 50 cents piece in there. He's our 50 cent, all right? 50. So yeah, it's been a big. There's a lot of things going on. Fake stream media and all that other stuff. What's happening? You know the big things going on right now. Big thing going on right now is the wind down to the election. I think we got 2 weeks ago, 14 days or something like that.
Are you getting nervous? You get nervous, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm getting it. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Everybody should get nervous. This is the biggest.
There's a lot at stake.
This is the biggest election that we've had in the last 200 years.
Yeah.
We haven't had an election.
It's like the last election was a big election. In 2016 was also a big election, but this somehow seems different.
This election right here is back to 1776 election. I'm serious. 1776 and the one around. The one around the Civil War time. That's the type of election, because you think about it. You got one person that can totally upheave our entire way of life here in America. One person, one of the most incompetent, cognitively impaired individuals I've ever heard, and he's literally a candidate for one of the political parties. He's the nominee for one of the political parties. It hasn't been this crazy since the Civil War. Think about it. If the Confederates won, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Yeah, so we had a big thing going on, and I had a question that popped in my head because of everybody's favorite cognitively inclined nominee for the major party in America and the world, Donald J. Trump. I don't think there's a wah. We don't have the level of sound effect for this clown. Okay. You hear the big thing about blacks supporting Donald Trump, and I said, okay. Big deal, because I already went over this. For those who paid attention, right here, I went over this. I am not shocked. You should not be shocked when when black folk support Donald Trump or any Republican. And here's why. The base of the Republican Party, the Southern Republican Party, is, guess what? Black. Black, like the Nova black. Like the darkest star black, onyx black. Is this guy going crazy? We never heard about that in the history books. Yeah, because they wrote it out. They whitewashed it. They literally whitewashed it. And I'm going to tell you what. The Democratic Party, and I've said this many times. Here's an analogy. Liberals in the North, conservatives in the South. I'm talking about one party. I'm talking about the Democratic Party. The liberal Democrats were in the North, and the conservative Democrats was in the South. The Republican Party was started with moderates, someone that was in between the two, between liberals and conservatives. So I want to just throw this out there. When people say that the Republicans freed the slaves, that's a lie. They didn't, and I'm gonna tell you why. Give you an example why. If you work with somebody, and let's say you do 50% of the work, and that other person or individual gets all the credit for it. They keep saying, hey, this person did a great job. This person did a great job. Oh, this person did a great job. But you're not getting your credit. Let me ask you something. Don't you consider that to be a lie? Yeah. Because it's not true. It was not the Republican Party. It was the Republican, Democrat, liberal Democrat faction of the Democratic Party who fought together, combined together to bring about the abolition or the abolishment of slavery in our nation. Think about that. Think about that. So the Republican, the notion or the idea that the Republicans freed to abolish slavery is a lie. No, it was the Republicans and the Northern Democrat liberals who brought about the abolition or the abolishment of slavery in America. 13th Amendment, 14th Amendment, blah, blah, blah. And that's why, and I had to give you that little bit of history so you can understand what I'm about to say now. What I'm about to say, the reason why the blacks or the emancipated Afro-American that were emancipated, the reason why they are the base of the Republican Party is because the Southern Democrat conservatives would not allow them to join the Democrat Party. The Southern Democrat Party. Yes, black folk could join the Democratic Party in the North, but not in the South because of the white nationalism. The racism that was to the core of in the South. So what did they do? They joined the Republican Party. They joined the Republican Party. Think about that. I want you to think about that. The base of the Southern Republican Party, from sea to shining sea, were black folk. That's right. During that whole Reconstruction period, were black folk. All those townships that were built were by Republican. In the South, were Republican. Black Republicans. Then the conservatives did what? They vacated or they left in droves from the Southern Democratic Party, the conservatives. Remember, listen to what I'm saying. The conservatives left and joined the Republican Party. Actually, they left and they jacked the Republican Party. All those townships that were burnt down, you got it. Those black townships were Republican. Because why? Because blacks were not allowed to join the Democratic Party. Think about that. I want you to think about that. All right? So I said that to say this, that, hey, that's history. It was a lie. Right? Republicans? Republicans freed the slaves? That's a lie. That's not true. It was Republicans and the Northern Liberal Democrats. All right? Remember that. This is history for you. All right? Think about it. So what we're talking about? We're talking about, I got to throw this out at the very end. I'm going to throw this out there. I don't know if you heard, but there was an individual, I don't know, I'm not going to say icon, but someone who was with one of the iconic rap groups back in the 80s called Brand Nubian, right? Somebody by the name of Jamar. I thought it was Lord Jamar, but then he went on a show and he started pronouncing Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris. I'm like, what? Hold up. It's not Kamala? It's Kamala. So now I'm saying, hold up. Then y'all share a lot in common. You know that, right? The first three letters of his name is J-A-M, right? His name is spelled J-A-M-A-R, right? I would normally say Jamar, right? But I can't. Why? Because of him. Because he said the first three letters of Kamala is not pronounced. It's not pronounced Kam. It's pronounced, Cam. So I can't call him Jamar. Lord Jamar. That's what they call him, but I can't call him that no more. Because he just told me that that's not how you pronounce those letters. Kamala, Jamar. Now it's Jamara. Kamala, Jamara. Dude, before you say something stupid, you should think you should reflect on it a little bit. Maybe you won't make such a stupid statement. All right? Oh my gosh, he's messing up my whole. And it took me a while to get that name. Me and John, the first time I mentioned that name, I was like, Kamala? He's like, I don't think it's Kamala. he was like, I don't think it's Kamala.
Well, Trump is like purposely mispronouncing it.
Forget Trump.
Right.
I couldn't pronounce it. And you was like, I don't know if you remember, but you was like, oh.
It's Kamala.
Yeah,
it's always been Kamala.
Yeah, but
that's how she says it.
That's how she says it, but I wasn't pronounced. I was pronouncing it Kamala. And then you was like, I don't think it's Kamala. I was like, okay. And then her little two princesses, the two princesses came up and they taught us how to pronounce her name, which is Kamala, like the Kamala. All right. So anyway, I'm deviating so much. Anyway, this clown decided to call her Jamar. Decided to call her the B word on some talk show, on some podcast, right? She's the B word, And it was like, I didn't even know about it. Not until I happened to be looking, I was on YouTube and I saw James Bond. Piers Morgan, right? Had him on there with everybody's favorite. I don't know what does she call herself, Negro, Candace Owen, and this other brother, right? Who's very politically astute. He's a very politically astute individual. I forget his name, right? So he corrected him on it. He called him on it. He said, well, how you gonna call her the B word? He's like, well, call her the B word because because every time she don't give no straight answer, she gives a word salad, blah, 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 and that's what triggered you off to call her the B word. The vice president, the black woman, female of the United States of America, of our nation, the highest, most powerful position, second only to the president. Second only to the president. So you felt it in your heart, in your triggered ideology, your triggered mind, right? What can I say about this? In your tossed up, discombobulated reason for this slur, for slinging this slur at the most powerful woman in the world, was because you got triggered because you figured you were dealing with she wasn't being straightforward when she answered the questions. Have you ever heard Trump talk? Have anybody ever heard Trump talk and he made sense for more than 1 second? Nah, not me. He'll be talking about something, boom, he's off. He's off and running. We don't know where he's running, but he's off. And he don't run real fast. He runs real, he kind of shambles over to his golf cart and then he takes off, right? So, yeah, that's what triggered him off. That's what he claims triggered him off. So he got called out on it. And so now podcasters are like, yo, dude, what's up with that, man? I thought I was the only one. But mine didn't come out good because I'm just starting to do my YouTube by myself. Live, bam. That's between us. So yeah, he calls him out, right? This brother calls him out. He goes, yeah. You're gonna call out her name? And they show a picture of him, two panels. Him on one side, Lord Jamar, right? Dude, you should have never took it there, baby. You should have never took it there, homie. Jamar. I got a million ways to pronounce your silly looking name, man. That don't even make no sense, man. Your name don't make no sense, first of all. Anyway, so he calls him out because the Lord Jamar is supposed to be from the 5% nation. In case those people don't know what the 5% nation is, it's a group, right, that patterns themselves after of the nation of Islam. The way they speak, the way they talk, and other parts of black culture, like knowledge from the Hebrewites, the black Hebrews, and stuff like that. And one of the themes is that respect for that black woman. Respect for the black woman. And he called them on that. He said, how are you going to call yourself, be part of the nation of Islam? How are you going to be, call yourself Lord Jamar, and then disrespect the earth like that? Because women, sisters are referred to as earth inside of the 5% nation. And you're supposed to give them utmost respect. Your moms, your daughters, your sisters, the females, your aunts. The anchors of the black community. And people can say, this is, I ain't gonna give none of these, but you ain't part of the 5% of the nation, or the nation of Islam. You're not part of that. But he is, and he's been that way for, I think he's like 50 years old. He's at least he may not be as old as I am, but he's in that area, so he's 50 years plus. So he's been that way since his teens, so he's been that way for like nearly 35 years. More than 35 years. And all of a sudden you're gonna get triggered over that, over some fictitious, I want to say fictitious talking points, a bunch of lies, because that's what it is. And he knows it. And he knows he's lying. He got called on it. And now he's trying to, so they do an interview, him because he got a little podcast thing going on, and he doubles down. He gets one of those P. Diddy apologies after the tape of Puffy abusing Cassie. Remember that apology? What? What? What are you saying, man? And so he doubles down. He goes, yeah, the reason why you got to be careful what you say, because sometimes you can't say it because of this environment. What you mean, the environment that you grew up in, that you have always been part of? Now you want to make apologies because of the environment that you're in? It's only because you went over the end. It's only because you went past that point where you should have been. When you totally disregarded everything to try and gain favor, some kind of favor or clicks for your platform. And be clear about it. Let's be clear about it. Because no logic is going to tell you that you're going to get triggered over Vice President Kamala, way she speaks, and then disregard the way Donald Trump talks? Stop it. I'm not going to call you stupid, because you're not. You're a moron. And you're an idiot for thinking that you could say that and then try to backtrack and switch it up and change over. You can't change lanes on this, homie. You can't. Because it's not going to work. That's why you're getting called out on it. So anyway, he doubles down, like yesterday. This I heard the other day. This was like Friday or something. I heard that part about the B word, and he got called out. Right. Then somebody called him out on Saturday, right, the next day, and I called him out that day, right, and he comes back and he doubles down yesterday. That's Sunday. And he goes, yeah, the reason why is because of this and this and that. And he made another comment about her being, oh, well, she's not really black. What? You're lighter than her. What are you talking about? What in the Hades are you talking about? See, that's more talking points. That's why black people aren't supporting. No, black people are not supporting because of clowns like you, because trolls like you, because individuals like you who who prey on the naive, the politically uninformed, and those who are really stupid, and support the ignorant ones who totally disregard anything that's any bit of truth or reality that's based in politics, that's politically that's non-politically supportive of who they want to support. Negroes like you. Yes, I say Negroes like you. You're the reason why. But we're gonna get into that anyway. That blacks who voted for Trump. Hey, like I said from the beginning, you shocked? The base of the Republican Party are black. So you should know that. Historically speaking, you should know that. But you're not. Because you know why? Because you're the same type of clown back in the days that would come up to me and we get into conversation and you talk about peace, God, non-esophagus, and I got to school you. I had to school you back then. And I'm still going to school you today. And I'm going to keep schooling you because you are buffoons, and anybody around are going to, will see how lacking you are intellectually and how much of a BS artist you are. Let me give you an idea of what you really are. Besides being a troll, I could say Sambo because you're over here doing your little sound, your song and dance for the master, right? But I'm not going to say that. I'm going to call you for what you really are. You are a want-to-be house Negro, walking around, hanging around the hood in field Negro garb. That's what you are. And do not get me wrong. I am not talking to criticize, berate individuals because they are out here getting their degrees, they're out here working their jobs, they're out here doing what's right. No, it's you. It's your type. You're a wannabe house Negro. You're a wannabe house Negro. You're not a house Negro. You know why? Because I see how you communicate. I see how you communicate. You're not a field Negro. Because I see how you communicate. I see how you run, dog. You're fake, man. And, man. You get me triggered up here. You shouldn't do that.
You okay now?
No,
feel better?
No. No. I'm about to feel better after another, 15 minutes? What's my time on it?
You got all kinds of time.
I got all kinds. After I knock off some of this all kind of time stuff, let's talk sports.
Okay.
Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown went up and spoke at Donald Trump's last.
Did he really?
Yes, he spoke at Donald Trump. I don't even know what this guy was talking about. I'm like, what? I just tuned him out because Antonio Brown is just trying to, he's bottom feeding. He's clout chasing. Right? I get that. He's a more functional version of Herschel Walker, I would guess. I don't know. But anyway, that's Antonio Brown. But then there's another football player by the name of Leveon Bell.
Oh, yeah.
I think he plays for Pittsburgh Steelers.
He's retired.
Well, he used to play for
And the Jets briefly.
Okay, I think what, like 32 or something?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's a short career.
Yeah,
right?
He didn't have a long career.
So he's walking around. He got Trump versus the Tramp. What? The T-shirt, Trump versus the Tramp, meaning Donald Trump versus the Tramp, Vice President Harris. What the? What's that about, dude? These are all flawed characters. Yeah, exactly. These are all flawed.
Sorry.
No, we gotta put that on tape.
Beat with somebody.
No, we gotta put that on tape. We gotta record that for a soundbite. Yeah, they're all flawed characters. They all have the same assaults. They all treat women like crap. They're misogynistic and all that other stuff. Blah blah blah. And they're all not that bright. They're not. None of them. None of them. They're not that bright. Antonio Brown, one of perhaps the most gifted individuals to put on a uniform. As a matter of fact, he was the number one pick for Tampa Bay, right?
No.
No?
I don't believe so. He played briefly for him.
But he was number one.
I don't think so.
Okay, but I know he was a big name, right? And at the time, I was doing cable installation down here, right? I was doing cable installation here, and I actually did wiring in his house.
Oh.
Yeah. You know how I know? Because his father told me. He's like, "Hey, you know my son?" Not really. He's a football player. Okay, you should start off with that, sir. No disrespect. And then he gave me his name. I'm like, I don't know him. I still don't know him. And I met him. Way back when, 14 years ago? I met him. So, yeah, we turned around. And, yeah, that was it. This guy's a very talented person. Right? He's a very, very talented person. But now he's gone the way, well, you know, I want a clout chase right now. You know? I mean, he's not like what's the guy from, I think he was from the Panthers. Man, he has a podcast now. He dressed all flashy.
Who? What?
The football player. He has a podcast now. Cam Newton. Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Right. You're not Cam Newton, dude. Cam Newton like screwed up his career, I would guess. I mean, he didn't live up to the full potential of what, his full potential. But he still came off really successful, right? He still came off. He's really successful, and now he's doing a successful podcast. But that's not you, man. That's not you, Antonio, Mr. Brown, and Mr. Bell, B&B. That's not y'all, man. That's not y'all. But
by the way, he was drafted by the Steelers.
By the Steelers, Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Okay. But he played with Tampa.
He, if you remember, he finished his career with Tampa and he walked off the field.
Remember that? I remember that. So what happened was that he lived down here.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, he had a house down. He's from Florida, right? Am I getting it wrong?
I don't know.
I may be getting but anyway, the guy sucks. All right, he just sucks morally, as a person, as an individual. And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking anybody political affiliations. I'm not knocking that. Do not get that wrong.
He's from Miami.
That's okay, and he lived here. I think he may have lived here in Tampa, or had a house.
Well, probably when he played for them briefly. Maybe he bought a house.
I mean, way back when he first started off, his father may have had a house up here or something. So anyway, I'm not knocking you up. You vote for who you support, and you vote for who you vote for, right? But when you come up with all this other extra stuff, man, then it's up for question. It becomes debatable, right? It just becomes debatable. You get called out on that stuff. And look, I don't claim to be this great historian, no. I don't claim to be this great political or whiz analyst, no. But you know what? I'm not nowhere near as stupid as you guys are, all right? Okay? I'll tell you. Look, I've never professed to be the brightest bulb in the cafeteria or in the mall. No, but I'm not the one that's blinking out in the freaking back of the staircase, in the hallway, the service hallway. I'm not that bulb either, right? Let's keep it real. So anyway, he goes with this tramp thing, but I just want to be clear about this. Check out dude. Since he made that political statement with the shirt, like the Kanye, White Lives Matter and stuff like that. Same difference. Here's the deal. Dude, you wearing a shirt saying that somebody's a tramp. What is a tramp? Tramp is somebody, who gets around. Who's a slutty, right? That's what we call it now, right? A thot, right? Over there, right? A blah, blah, over there, right? So, what do? You have in case you forgot, you have 7 children with 6 different baby mamas. What? What? So who the biggest tramp? Not only are you a tramp, you're a trick. Yeah, you're a trick. Tell you why. Because are you paying child support? Yeah, you're paying child support, and you're not even sleeping with them no more, right? Yeah. So you hooked. so you basically are what? You're a trick. You're a hoe. Can I use that word?
Sure.
Okay. That's it, dog. And you probably have multiple other liaisons with other, with many other women, right? Because you're famous. You're a famous athlete, right? So what does that make you? That makes you a tramp. A tramp. You're a male tramp. They used to call them back in the days, they used to call them gigolos, but now they call them male hoes. Oh my God. Imagine that. Imagine homie still in the same position that you in. Was it Antonia Brown? Same difference. And we all know about the exploits of Donald J. Trump, the biggest hoe ever to walk in the White House. You're a tramp. You're a trick. I'm going to tell you how big a trick he is. He just paid, or been ordered to pay, a woman $88 million. $88 million. Don't tell me he's not a tramp, he's not a trick. $88 million. And even if he wins the presidency, guess what? He's still got to pay that $88 million. Duh. And how many NDAs he got out? Nearly, what? That we know of, he got nearly 3 dozen NDAs because of sexual harassment of some nature, of some course, right? That's because he's a hoe. He's a dog. A filthy mongrel. And we all know that he hung out with Diddy, so he was with those Diddy parties. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Remember LBJ, LeBron James? Ain't no Diddy like it. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Him, his wife, they hung out with the Diddy parties. And you telling me that Donald Trump ain't get freaky? What you think about that? Yeah. 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 Tapes there somewhere. That's why P. Diddy hoping Donald Trump get elected. Why? Because if he gets elected, those Diddy jobs going to go away. They gone.
No, just like that?
He pardoned them. The charges, these are not things that are sitting in the background. These are charges that have been levied already. These are charges that have been levied. So he can pardon them on these charges because they've already been levied. It's like with Jack Smith. The thing I think is it with the January 16th with the insurrection or Florida? I forget which one. But when Jack Smith filed within this window of the election, right? What happened is that the charges were already there. It's just that the judge pushed it back. The Supreme Court pushed it back until there was a resolution. Until it was resolved. And the answer is yes, it's resolved because these charges that Trump, these additional charges that Donald Trump was being charged with a few weeks ago, even though they're within that window, there was a certain time frame that the federal government can't, start an investigation. I thought it was like 30 days, but apparently it's like 60 days. Like 60 to 90 days that they can't bring charges up against somebody. But these particular charges were already there. And they were not dismissed by any judge. Like, what's her name? Judge Aileen in Florida? No, these charges were there. They were just dormant. That's why Jack Smith was able to bring them up and say, no, These charges are the charges that were in addition, but they were never resolved. All right, they were never resolved, and now that's why he's able to bring them up. The ones from a few weeks ago, right? Those charges, because they were, even though they were within that window, they were dormant, and that's why he was able to bring them up. So anyway, that being the case, how did we get to Trump? Jesus. To Trump.
It always goes back to Trump.
Always goes back to Trump. Piers Morgan, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I got a question for y'all at the very end of this. I got a question for y'all. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna pose that question. I'm not gonna tell you now. I'm gonna tell you at the end. So his reason, Jamar, Kamal, whatever his name is, he claimed that the reason that he was triggered was because of the word salad that he was getting every time Vice President Harris would say something. But the fact is, she was very clear. You understood what she was saying. Even when she did the interview with Brett Barr, we're going to go with the Brett Barr thing. I'm going to move over to the Brett Barr. I'm going to transition to the Brett Barr. But, yeah, there was no reason for him. Dude, we get it. Because he goes, I'm an independent. And I just might vote for Trump. Okay. But don't come with all that BS. Then say that. Don't attack somebody and then try to say, oh no, this is the reason why. Because your whole the premise that you're trying to present makes no sense. You can't say, oh, I'm triggered by her because she gives me word salad when she speaks, people understand exactly what she says and she stays on topic. She stays on topic. So people understand exactly what you said. And then turn around and say, oh, I'm thinking about voting for Trump. Hold up. If you got triggered by what you say or claim that Vice President Harris was doing, then you should be even more, vastly more triggered by what Trump be doing. Because you haven't gotten a straight answer. He's done a conference, economic conference, I think in New York, and which he made no sense whatsoever. They asked him about child care, and he was like, well, it's going to be so amazing. It's going to be, and the money that we're going to get in from the terrorists and the... What?
What?
Yeah, what the hell is you talking about? And then he has another conference, town hall, and it's supposed to be economics. And same thing, he goes off on some tangent. So don't come talking about the reason why you are pissed off or you feel that you can so freely express your misogynistic opinions is because of some fake, inaccurate disinformation that you want to peddle. And that's what you're doing. So let's be clear. Oh, and also he questioned her blackness. He questioned her blackness. Now, I want you to understand something. This guy has a lighter complexion or the same complexion as Kamala Harris, right? We know what she's done. Her mom, was South, I won't say Eastern Indian, from India, right? Do they call that South Asian? I don't know why they call it South Asian. Oh yeah, because India's on the tip of Asia. Yeah. So they call it South Asian, right? So that's what she is. Her mom was that, and her father was Caribbean. I'm not sure, Jamaican or West Indian, one of them. Jamaican? Yeah. So her father was Jamaican, but she and her sister, they were born here in America. They are American, period. African American, period, because of who their parents were and where they were born. They wasn't born in a territory. They wasn't born on some land or a military base or someplace that's under American jurisdiction. No, they were born here in America. 14th Amendment makes them American. And she has always been define herself and live as an African American child, dealing with the same African American issues, black issues that black African Americans and black Americans have been dealing with for the last blah 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 many decades. The same things. She's gone to schools that were HBCs. She had the grades, the intellectual capacity where she was at in California and wherever else she was at to go to a potential Ivy League school or a white, quote unquote, white school like a UCLA. You know, like schools like that. Like a what is it, USC? UC, what is it? UC at the Southern California, right? University. The University of Southern California. She could have went there, but she didn't. She went to she went to HBCU school. She was part of a HBCU, wasn't she? Joined and still is part of a sorority, a black sorority, female sorority. In case you don't know sorority, you got fraternities for men, sororities are for females. She's been that way her entire life.
Howard University.
Howard University, one of the most prestigious HBCUs, historically black universities in college, universities, right? That's her. What schools have you attended? Well, she's and here's the most hilarious thing that this clown, this moron said. He goes, and he sets it up he tries to set it up. He goes, yeah, my mom, the reason why I said the thing about the black thing, blah, 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 because he said she, questioned her blackness on Piers Morgan, right? My father, my great-great-great-great-grandfather, like in the early 1900s, late 1800s, right, came from Guyana. You know they had white people in Guyana, right? Even at that time, I'm just throwing it out there, right? And I'm like, and I'm from that line, lineage. I'm here for a long time. My family here for a long time. My ancestors, forefathers for a long time. And, well, she's not really black because she's first generation immigrant. That's a what? I'm listening to this podcast. I'm like, what? What the hell did you just say? Because she there's no way she could embrace the black culture. And dude, you can't embrace the black culture. You are not embracing the black culture. You are supporting somebody who literally want to wipe you off the face of earth. What are you saying? She's gone, and I went through the history. I just went through the history of everything, right? But no, because she's a first generation, she's not really black. I got a news flash for you. Until Kid Rock. I'm gonna throw it out there. Until Kid Rock decided to go out there and get rid of his black cultural affiliation, he was more culturally black than you. Let's talk about Ice Baby. Let's talk about 3MD. Was it 3MD? Those white Jewish kids. The Beastly Boys, they were all culturally more white than you. And let's not even start with Eminem, okay? Eminem is considered to be more black cultured than you. Holy crap! Oh my God, who ever thought of that? So what are you saying, dude? What are you saying? And there are more ghetto white folk in this nation than you.
How did you get back on this guy? He had moved on.
I thought I moved on. No, it was the black culture thing.
Here, I pulled this up.
Lord Jamar admits he crossed the lines and offered Kamala Harris a sincere apology, calling her out of her name. This is the apology that you showed. Can I show this? Okay. Let's see how this goes. All right. Let's get up there to the camera. Okay. That's him, right? That's Lord Jamar. You probably can't see it too well. That's him with the apology. The perfect apology.
Should we play it?
I don't want to hear that crap. Because it's a BS apology. Because the very next day he doubles down on her not being a black woman. You heard that? Yeah. The very next day he doubles down on her not to being a black woman. That's why I had to get that out. We're gonna move on. It's been a lovely week. Barack Obama finally comes out. He comes out and says what I've been saying over here I've been saying for years. I've been saying on this show that Donald Trump inherited Barack Obama's economy. He's been bragging about an economy that he did not start. When inflation hit the bottomed out, you know why? Because of Barack Obama. It had nothing to do with Donald Trump. He came in and gave a $2 trillion, multi-trillion-dollar tax break to the very rich, and then added another on top of that. Those $1 trillion, when he finished, it was over $8 trillion worth of debt he had to the national debt. And you don't think that had anything to do with inflation? Nothing? Not one iota? That shows you how stupid you is. Look, it is what it is. People price gouging, which is something that Vice President Harris is talking about dealing with. Price gouging. And that's what they've been doing. This inflation is superficially high. Why? Because the people during the pandemic, they charged extra money to make their money back. I get that, right? So they could survive. But when the pandemic died down, they kept the prices to a realistic high that was uncalled for. The pricing should have dropped down. That's where you get all this inflation from. Yeah, all this inflation from the national debt, added $8 trillion to the national debt, and people price gouging. It's simple as that. There's other parts, but those are the main two parts. Okay, let's keep that real. Yeah. So anyway, President Obama says he's doing. I think he was in Pittsburgh, because he did Pittsburgh, Arizona, and Nevada, and he started in Pittsburgh, and he goes, yeah, and somebody goes, yeah, the economy. He goes, yeah, I know about the economy, yeah. The first 2 years, people don't really want to talk. They want to talk about the first 2 years and stuff like that. I know about that because it was my economy. And oh boy, did he trigger people then. What? What do you mean? Well, he didn't trigger a lot of people. He triggered a couple people. Like there's this congressperson, Donald Byron from Florida. He triggered. How dare he say that? How dare he say that? That's that's right. And I've been saying that for years. I've been saying that years. He inherited the Obama economy, and I was saying it. It was the Obama Biden economy. That's what he inherited, and then he screwed it up. He even brought up something I brought up here before, because I mentioned the office that they created, and they put it in the White House. It's an office for disease. Right? A disease response team put together and put into the White House and funded. And he gave Donald Trump. He's like, yeah, I gave him the book of how to deal in case a pandemic should happen to come. Because they did it because Ebola came here. And again, 12 people was infected, 2 people passed away. One was infected in Africa. Right, the other one was severely affected on the ship over here, and the 10 other was affected along the route too, but only 2 people passed away. And so, thinking ahead, thinking forward, he said, you know what? There's only a matter of time before a major epidemic come through, and we need to have a response team. Sort of like the Avengers. all right. I just threw that in there. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. Obama team left pandemic playbook for Trump administration officials confirmed. He left a playbook, how to deal with it, how to get everybody together, how to call all the necessary organizations together so that they can react, so that they can respond in a organized fashion. Get whatever equipment you need, identify what it is, identify the strengths, the weaknesses, what we have to address. This is what Obama did. He left them a playbook. And Donald Trump did what most morons do, what idiots do. He tossed it out. Almost all of them from scratch.
Almost everything Obama did, he tossed that out.
He tossed it. Like, I'm just going to take it back there. Like Hitler. That's what he did. He tossed out everything. Anything that was related, that wasn't Aryan, Brotherhood, Nazi, he threw it out. Muslim, not the Muslim, what do you call those guys? Yeah, Genghis Khan. They destroyed everything. Here in America, they destroyed everything. Anybody that left something that, I didn't like it, they got rid of it. And he's talking about doing it right now. He's talking about getting rid of the Constitution. Okay? So let's move on with this, all right? So anyway, Obama's been on the trail for Vice President Harris, and he's killing it. He triggered the whole world. He triggered everybody off of something. He said, because he sat down and talked to some black males, a group of black males, at I can't recall. It was at the Pittsburghs. I can't recall I still don't know if it was before or after, but I saw the whole thing. You can look it up, right? And they called it a scolding. It wasn't a scolding. What I did, I scolded them. I scolded them. And I said, what did I say? Okay, here's what I said. That we have, right? You have black males who are politically naive, politically uninformed, politically stupid, or politically ignorant. That was me scolding. And I said the reason why they don't want to do it is because she is a woman. Not just a woman, a black woman. And they feel, we feel like, we could do better. We could do better. Yeah. And what you gonna pick? What's your option? You idiot. Lil Wayne, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Right? You throwing the baby, you literally saying, yeah. I'm not gonna support her because I don't understand. You're a liar. You're a liar. And don't come talking about you voted for Obama in 2012. Because I know most of you all lied. Because that was what? That was 12 years ago? Some of you only like in your 20s? You're in your mid-20s? And you telling me you voted for Obama? You're lying. You know how I know? Because you were too young. That's why, you dummy. Do the multiplication, you dummy. Anyway, I had to get that out. And so Obama's like really speaking up. And I said he should have been saying that years ago. Matter of fact, my only thing with Kamala Harris right now is that she moved, she wants to leave Biden alone instead of arguing about the Biden economy, which is the best economy in the last 50 years. It surpassed, when I think about it, I don't think it really surpassed what Barack and him did. But it did. It's one of the top two economies.
You're talking about in terms of like the stock market.
I'm talking about in terms of overall success. Overall success. They're 1 and 2, right? They're like
People
Korean.
confuse the economy with inflation.
They blur the lines. They're like 1 and 2. You know what they're like? They're like Kareem and Jordan, the two greatest basketball players ever to play. The two greatest basketball players ever to play. The Obama-Biden and the Biden-Harris economies are the two greatest economies in the last 50 years, last 60, 70 years. The two greatest, all right, for what they had to do and rebound from, okay? So, yeah, that's why I compare Kareem and Jordan as opposed to, and LeBron is the, you know LeBron is, I don't want to demonize him, but LeBron is like Donald Trump. He got all the stats, right? But the stats don't really compare to real accomplishments. You know, the stats. You know, I'm getting.
Where'd you get an insult? LeBron like that.
You know what I should have did? I should have did my disclaimer from the beginning.
Yeah.
I may say something to piss you off politically, commentarily.
Poor LeBron lumping him in with Trump. Come on.
That's just to piss off the bronzosexuals out here. So yeah, I'm gonna ask this question that just popped in my head, right? And I was thinking about this. It's like, is Donald Trump gay? Oh no, is he like? You get that homosexual like vibe? Think about it. The other day, he's where was it, Michigan or somewhere, and he's talking about, I love black men. I love black men. The blacks are supporting me, and I love black men.
He says
and
black.
I love the Hispanics too. I love black men, right? Now, just the other day after he made that statement, he said, oh, I didn't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. What are you going to say? I mean, you can't shock nobody. You can't shock nobody. Oh, Arnold Palmer, when he would come out of the locker room, the guys come out the locker room, they'd be like, whoa, what the hell? And Arnold Palmer, and the reason why, because Arnold Palmer, penis is like really big. That's what he's saying. He's talking about another man's, what do you call that stuff? Sexual organ. Who does that if you're not gay? That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, man. Is Donald Trump gay? That's the question. At least bisexual. All right? At least bisexual. So with that being said, I want to thank y'all to Big John C. For extraordinary job he's doing for Dora and Antonia and everyone else in the crew, the TBCN crew. Yeah, I'll see y'all the next show. Is that next week or the following week?
We'll see.
Okay, because this is a skipped week, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, y'all have a good one. I be Keith. This is you to be rolled.